Well, hello everybody. This is the moment that you have been waiting for. We have been counting down. We're so excited about the launch of Hanging with the Elderlies on YouTube. Thank you so much to those of you who have subscribed to the page already. Thanks to those who have followed us on Instagram and liked our page on Facebook. We are so excited to bring you information, resources, testimonies, the joy and pain of caregiving, of living with multiple generations, and everything that goes on in the life of the Phillips family, Team Phillips and the Bay family, as we launch Hanging with the Elderlies. So, yay, that's right. So I wanted to have the whole team with us today, but you know, when you are dealing with so many moving parts, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So I don't have the full team here today, but I do have a couple, and so I want to take some time just to introduce each member of our team to you, and then I'm going to give you an idea of what we're going to address in this video and what you can expect from Hanging with the Elderlies. Are you ready? Don't forget to subscribe to the page. So, for those of you who don't know me already, my name is Felicia Phillips, and I am the founder and CEO of Through His Eyes LLC, which is a coaching and speaking firm that empowers men and women to walk in their destiny and manifest their dreams. I also have a background in marketing and communications, and I am a wife of almost 20 years and a mother of 4. I have 2 daughters, Kyra and Caitlin. Kyra's sitting next to me, and I'll introduce her next. And then I also have 2 bonus sons who are good and grown, David and Nathan, as well as 3 grandchildren. So that's a little bit about me. To my left, your right, is my oldest daughter, my baby girl. She's still my baby girl, a part of the Hanging with the Elderlies team, Kyra Phillips. Everybody say hi, Kai. I guess you have to say hi to them since you can't hear.
Hello.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Kai.
My name is Kyra. I just turned 21.
Woo woo!
I don't do much. I'm just here. You know.
I'm just here.
I'm living. That's all. I don't know.
So after this video, we're going to do some one-on-one videos with each member of the team, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to get to know a little bit about them. What Kyra's not saying is that Kyra is 21, and Kyra left home at 18 like a lot of us do, and Kyra just recently returned back to us, and she has just been a tremendous helping me to deal with this one to my right as we launch Hanging with the Elderlies. Caregiving is no joke. Having a 21-year-old come back into the home, that can be a challenge. Living with your parents can be a challenge, and we're going to talk about all of that. And so without further ado, I want to introduce the one that's probably going to be our main character, the one you all know and love. She is really the genesis behind Hanging with the Elderlies, because I would often post our conversations and our narratives and our discussions between my mother and I on Facebook, and so many people would crack up and give us hearts and likes and laughs and all of that I kept on telling my mother, you have a fan base. You have fans on Facebook who are rooting for you. They're cheering for you. When she was in the hospital, people were praying for her. When she is telling us off, people are laughing and cracking up. When they haven't heard from her, they're asking about her. So I said, you're really a celebrity, and we should really do something with this. And so that was the genesis of Hanging with the Elderlies. She still doesn't believe it. She thinks I'm playing, even up to today when I said, your fans are waiting for you. Today is the launch. And she just didn't believe me. But you are proof. Those of you who have already subscribed and those of you who will subscribe. So I'm going to stop talking and allow one of the elderlies, she doesn't think she's an elderly, my mommy, Beverly Bay, to introduce herself.
Hi.
All right, tell us. Go ahead.
My name is Beverly Bryce Bay, and I'd like to correct my daughter who has a master's degree, English. She said something, and it's whatever she said, Kyra and me.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I love Jesus. How about that?
How I love Jesus. Oh.
You
My granddaughter, all my granddaughters can sing, I think.
Janae doesn't really sing.
Janae doesn't really sing. Well, one of them, one of Rhonda's daughter, but her mother sings. My older daughter, Rhonda.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Beverly.
I'm Beverly Bryce Bay. I've been married 47
No,
years
okay,
to
listen.
John Bay.
Nobody wants to hear. Here's what we really want to know, right? This is what we came here to discuss. I told you guys that I had an exciting announcement, and so we're going to jump to it right now. So, Mom, everybody, you know, I put something on Facebook and I asked, what do you want us to talk about? What do you want to hear from the elderlies? And this is what they came back with. There are two things. So I'll give you the top thing first, and then I'll tell you the next thing. So the first thing that everybody wants to know is, what in the world is sex like at 70?
None of your damn business.
Mom, we're a family-friendly program. We want to talk about senior sex. Go ahead. School us.
Why in the world would she ask me a question like that? Is that appropriate? Her 15-year-old daughter is sitting here.
I'm 21.
20.
The 21-year-old is to my
The
left.
15-year-old is behind the camera.
The 15-year-old is behind the camera.
Well, don't we want to promote healthy relations? Are you married to your husband?
I was
Are
the
you
last
married?
time I looked at my marriage license.
So what's wrong with senior sex?
Katie, why don't you tell us?
What? Is she a senior? And she's not on camera. Okay, let me check the other question was, what is your favorite sex position?
Up and down and around and around.
Wait a minute.
No,
Wait, I want
okay.
up.
That's all right.
Wait, up
No, I'm
and
not
down,
finished.
around
I've
and
had
around, up and down, around and around. Who's up and who's down? I'm gonna try this tonight.
Alicia.
Are there condoms or?
What condoms?
Just ask.
What?
I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Who's up and who's down?
I want to know what she's talking about. Condoms.
Are there condoms?
For who?
Safe sex?
With
Why would I have safe sex with my husband?
you
don't wanna
mean?
get pregnant.
Because I don't want to get what?
I always wanted a little brother. What do you mean? I wanted a little brother.
Oh boy, you.
Mom, but wait, okay, clear up something for me though.
What
And then we'll
deal?
go. Those were not real questions. I was just playing. But since you answered, who's up and who's down? I just want to get it right. Who's
Anybody who
up?
happens to get there first.
How's the? Can you like? Is it up, down?
Police.
I
Around.
feel like the order of that would be dangerous depending on like what's going
Down.
on.
What
Around.
would you know?
Who?
You want to tell us about it?
Who knew that my mom and my dad were getting their up, down, around, and around on? Wow, hanging with the elderlies. Now, to get to what we really planned on talking about, this is just giving you a taste of what we experience on a daily basis. You never know what is coming out of this one's mouth. And honestly, you never know what's coming out of Kyra's mouth to provoke her. So just stay tuned. But I did have a serious announcement. You know, hanging with the elderlies is all about, we want to entertain you, we want to inform you, I want to share resources. There is a lot that goes into caregiving, from
Yes.
you know, important things like getting a power of attorney, speaking to an elder
She's
attorney.
our power of attorney.
I am the power of
She
attorney.
and her husband, Robert.
Exactly.
My wonderful son-in-law.
Okay, thank you. Your wonderful son-in-law is not here right now.
No, he's not here right now. Where is
Anyhow, he's upstairs enjoying some time by himself.
Business.
He
I
already
beg your
shot
pardon?
his video.
His business.
Why are you talking so French? What do you don't mind? He's been like you a southerner. Oh, you were born in the South, though. That's right.
That's right. Kyra was born in the SWAT, ATL, the West End. Whoop whoop. Anyway, we are
We don't want to
again.
discuss that.
Listen, now I'm trying to get to my point. Okay,
Is there a point?
there is a point. If you would be
Okay.
quiet, you can hear the point.
Okay, let's go.
Boom! Hanging with the elderlies is infotainment. So we're sharing resources on caregiving, things like getting a power of attorney.
She's our power.
Mom!
Just
Are you kidding me?
We literally just.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
I
I'm
can't.
not.
Did you do that on purpose?
No.
I'm not. That's
Okay, go ahead.
Take three.
Resources.
Hanging with the elderlies, maybe if I bring it down, is all about infotainment, information, and resources such as advanced directives, senior health, senior law, and things like that. And so we're going to be sharing some of those things with you based on our own experiences. My husband, that my mother mentioned so lovingly before, and I have been caring for my parents, helping them with their medication, with their health care, with their finances, managing their bills and stuff, not with their finances because Daddy put his thing down with his finances, so he takes good care of my mother. But managing all of that for almost 3 years. And we were sort of thrust into the role, not really expecting it to be the way that it is. And so wanted to help, what? We wanted to help other people who may find themselves in a place where they have to take care of a little frail senior.
I'm not frail.
Where they have to take care of a poor little helpless, vulnerable senior who's
She's
aging.
making that up.
So that's what this is all about. So you're going to get some of this kind of conversations. We're going to have Bev Talks. You heard of TED Talks. Listen, you already got a taste of Bev Talks. So just imagine what Bev Talks is going to be like. Anything at all. You're going to get all of that. And then if you like the page on Facebook, there are going to be articles on caregiving. There are articles on depression and caregiving. There are articles on, making decisions as far as advanced directives, assisted living, nursing homes, etc. And then, of course, you can follow us on, look, you see how she looked at me when I said nursing home? She looked like she was about to tell me off.
Yeah, I am, because I'm not going no damn nursing home.
Well, tell us how you really feel, Beverly. Say it again.
I'm not going into a nursing home.
Oh, see, she switched it up because I smack her every time she says a bad word in my house. Right, Beverly?
You don't really want to hear what I can say.
So anyway, I hope that you're enjoying this. I hope that you are going to subscribe to the channel. I did say that I had a very exciting announcement to share with you tonight for the launch of Hanging with the Elderlies. And I just want to give you just some background before I make that announcement. So again, for the past almost 3 years, my husband and I have been helping my parents. And about a year ago, well, actually, when we first started, we knew that the arrangement that we had wasn't something that was going to be long-term. We sort of put a Band-Aid on a wound instead of actually healing it. So my parents were living in their own home, and they were about 45 minutes away from us. And it was just a lot trying to work full-time and take care of our home and our family, our children, and go back and forth and help with my parents. And so in 2017, yes, ma'am.
Excuse me. We weren't living our own home because my older daughter lives in my home. We were living in an apartment.
No, in 2017, you were living in your home, like I said. Okay, stay with me. Just be quiet. Be quiet.
Was I living on Allen's Lane?
You were in
Why are you giving everybody
actually in
your
2016. I know. See,
That's
this is
what
why
I'm
we
saying.
couldn't go live.
What was the address?
Don't say the address, okay? We're not going to give the address because guess what? You are practically famous. You have a lot of people watching this, and some people might want to roll up on your house, especially if they know you're not there. So we're not going to give addresses, okay? Okay? We're going to be internet safe.
This is just practice.
No, this is it.
Well, I just gave my address.
And
No,
we can edit because it's a video.
Oh, okay.
Because technology.
Okay.
Because 21st century.
Thank you, Kyle.
Whoa. So anyway, it was actually in 2016. You were living on your own, and at the end of the year, going into 2017, we sat down and had a very important conversation with my parents and talked about their future, talked about healthcare, talked about money and all of those things, and made the decision, or I actually made the suggestion, that they move closer to us so that we would be able to help out more. Now, at that time, I didn't know a lot of stuff. Like, I didn't know that my dad didn't drive anymore. And that we were about to enter into the life of driving Mr. and Mrs. Daisy. But my parents agreed, and so I became power of attorney and a healthcare proxy so that I could further assist with my parents in their care. And they moved into an apartment that was a couple of blocks away from us. And so that was 2017. And then for the next 2.5 years or so, we went back and forth, still working and helping with my parents, doing grocery shopping, paying bills, just doing a lot. And it was just too much. It was too much for me to handle. We still had their house in their house. We had their apartment, and then we had our house, and it was too much. And so ultimately, crazy enough, it was my husband's idea that we needed to integrate the households and to move my parents in with us. But we knew that we would not last in the little house that I lived in at the time.
That's
And so
barely room for the kids.
why is she hating on me? And so we decided that we were going to relocate. What we needed to move into a bigger home. And so in so doing, we actually relocated from Pennsylvania to Georgia just a couple of months ago. And what you're going to see as we move forward with Hanging with the Elderlies is behind the scenes again with caregiving, but also the integrated household, what it's like for all of us to be in the same house. So not only are we helping to do all the things we were doing before, but now they're actually living in our house. We're all living together. We all share a house. It's all of our houses. And so it's our house. And
Can you imagine that?
so that means that we can't get away from each other. Woo!
So
Lord.
go upstairs.
Yes, we can go upstairs. Now, I promise you, I praise the Lord. I bless the name of the Lord. Somebody give me an amen.
Praise God.
Praise the Lord, because
She doesn't even know what you're talking about.
if you don't need a reason to praise him.
Okay.
You don't need a reason to praise him. Our house in Pennsylvania.
Praise him. Praise him. Lord, I got a cold.
She's really having fun with this. Our house in Pennsylvania wouldn't have been able to house all of us. We would have been driven each other crazy, and we really didn't have the opportunity to kind of get away. Right now, when my mom starts getting on my nerves, when she starts talking too much or watching all those dumb, wretched TV shows that she watches all day long, or having that conversation with Aunt Eunice over and over and over and over and over again, talking about Ajax and somebody's knees and who slept. Oops. Whoops. I guess I won't share that part. You don't understand this. I don't know. I just hear the dumb conversations that y'all have, and I'm like, what are they talking about?
Ask you about that.
Anyway, I can get away from all of that. I can go to my room, and I can't, when I'm in my bedroom, I can't even hear my doorbell ring. I just hear my dog barking and know somebody's at the front door. So that is a blessing. Anyhow, so we moved here in August, and everything has been going really well, right? We all like it. Well, Kyra came a little later. But we are all adjusting. We're loving Georgia, loving the house, loving the space. We're getting adjusted to being in here, and you'll hear more about that later. But one thing that was just remarkable, and one thing that really just blessed me as a result of all of these changes and as a result of this caregiving experience, is the testimony that I have about my mom. And I'm going to let her share it with you. But I'll just say that about 3 weeks before we moved to Georgia, my parents came and stayed with me in my house in Pennsylvania. And so over those 3 weeks, because we had boxes all over the place and we were packing and working and doing all of that, I committed to making them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My God, breakfast and lunch. Breakfast and dinner, sometimes lunch, because I was working, still working full time at the time, but I committed to cooking for them. And for those that don't know, I am a newly certified nutrition coach. And so I'm excited about that, but today's not about me. And so I try to prepare healthy meals, and I'm a fitness enthusiast. So I do boot camp and HIIT workouts and strength training and all of that. And I was able to really help my mother to get focused on some goals that would improve her health. And so the 3 weeks that she stayed with me at my house, we really changed how she was eating, added a whole lot more vegetables, cut out some sugars, cut out fat, cut out some of the things that, not completely, because I have to point out, and I know, again, this is not about me and me being a certified nutritional coach, although I'm here for you if you need it, but I don't want to say cut it out as in get rid of or eliminate an entire food group, because that is not the move, and I don't ever want to promote that. But I helped my mother to have a more balanced approach to her nutrition those 3 weeks, and then she came here to Georgia, and we continued with that, and as a result, we had some amazing results. There are 2 things that have happened that I want my mom to share now. Go ahead and share. What's the first thing?
First of all, I lost weight.
Woo! How much weight did you lose?
That I know of, I lost 10 pounds.
Woo! She lost 10 pounds. And that was in a period of 5 weeks. That was just with nutrition alone. She lost 10. Nutrition alone and a little bit of light walking. We probably walked, she thinks she walked every day. We probably walked once or twice a day, once or twice a week. I would take her out when I walked the dog. So she lost 10 pounds. But guess what's more incredible than that? What else?
I stopped taking insulin.
Woo! she stopped taking insulin. Listen, guys, my mother is a type 2 diabetic, or a person with diabetes. She has type 2 diabetes, and she's had it since about 2009. And so she hasn't taken insulin that entire time, but I would say at least, how long do you think you've been taking insulin? You weren't initially on insulin. I know your health kind of started, you started having strokes and stuff around about...
I only had one stroke.
No, you have had multiple strokes. So I would say somewhere around, I don't know, 2012, 2013, that I know you definitely had to go on insulin. That was a lot of us driving to your house to check on you and make sure you were taking your medication, because I was concerned that you weren't able to remember to take the insulin, and like taking too much or not taking it was really dangerous. So somewhere around, let's say 2012. So for the past 7 years, my mother, she used to, what did you used to call it when you took your insulin?
I don't know.
What did you do? I say stab your stomach.
I shot up.
She shot up. So she used to shoot up 2 times. She would either in her arm or pull up her shirt and stab herself in the stomach with this insulin in order to manage her diabetes. And in just 5 weeks, from simply changing her nutrition and adding a couple of walks a week, my mother was able to lose 10 pounds, and she was able to come off of her insulin. Now, here's how it happened. It wasn't, I don't, again, want to promote people just stopping things cold turkey and doing things the wrong way. So I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. What had happened was we scheduled an appointment with her new primary care doctor, and she ran out of insulin needles about a week before that appointment. Now, over the course of that 5 weeks, I noticed that her blood sugar levels were running much lower than they had been before. And I had been anticipating that when we got to her PCP, that the PCP was going to say, you know what, we need to lower your dose of insulin, because now that you've changed your diet and you're starting to exercise, we're seeing it go lower. Yes.
PCP means primary care physician.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
Sure.
you. Thank you. See, I told you guys it was going to be educational.
Right.
So, I was expecting the primary care physician to say, you know, we're going to lower it. However, once we ran out of those needles, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to call back to a doctor in Pennsylvania that she hadn't seen since May, and it's now September. And that doctor had actually also requested blood work that I never got done because I knew we were about to move. And so I just didn't think that the doctor was going to refill the prescription. So I took it upon myself, good or bad, to say, you know what, your blood sugar has already been running low. Not low as in like too low. It shouldn't drop under 70, but it's been running at a normal range. So I am going to just not worry about the insulin for the next week, and I'm going to monitor you very carefully. And if your blood sugar gets too high or too low, we'll call the new PCP and explain what happened, and we'll take it from there. Well, can I tell you that her blood sugar has been amazing? I mean, amazing. This is the woman who, because she would sneak and eat stuff at the senior center, eating bagels and all that nonsense, would have blood sugar levels 175, 185, 200, 250, and I would threaten her like, you're gonna have to go back to the hospital. The doctor told us you have to go to the hospital if it's over 250 and all of that. And her blood sugar was running like 109, 110. Sometimes it was 78. Sometimes it was in the 90s. It was just incredible. And so I tracked it all very carefully. I made sure that it wasn't in, you know, a dangerous range. And I wrote it all down. And we went to go see her PCP, Dr. Nikki Hughes. I love her. And I hope that one day we can actually get her on. We can, you know, take one of her doctor's visits, and that she'll be, that she'll come on video with us. But Dr. Nikki Hughes looked at what I told her, looked at her history. I read out those numbers. Of course, we could do an A1C test, and we will. I think she did get some blood work. So we'll look at the A1C, but we know the A1C looks at blood work over the past, or blood sugar over the past 3 months. So it's not necessarily, wasn't necessarily going to show what we were seeing immediately. But the numbers that I gave her, she said, I said, you know, I don't know if you want to put her back on insulin or not, but this is what happened. And she said, listen, no, I'm not putting her back on insulin. She's been managing it with diet and exercise. Keep on doing what you're doing. And so I'm so excited. I am so thrilled. And my mother just gets so much joy knowing that she doesn't have to give herself insulin anymore. Now the negative side of it Not that it's super negative, but because we've been so accustomed to taking the insulin and then waiting 30 minutes before you eat, and just the insulin being attached to all of her medications, over the past couple of weeks, she's been forgetting to take her blood sugar. Like she probably didn't take it. I know she didn't take it this evening because we were all hungry. We all sat down and we ate. So she's been forgetting to take her blood sugar at the appropriate time and then taking it after she's eaten. So it's been like out of kilter. But I'm just so blessed that I was able to help coach my mom and encourage her to lose the 10 pounds and to come off the insulin. And so we want to keep her off the insulin and we want to help her to continue to lose weight. And so I just want to applaud you, my elderly, for doing a great job. Great job. So I think unless you guys have anything else to share, that's all that we have for today. My husband missed the up, down, around and around, but I'm going to show him tonight. Okay, I just made my daughters want to vomit. But thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in to Hanging with the Elderlies. We are going to bring you content on a regular basis. We have some other videos that are lined up, and guess what? There's some videos that we did ahead of the launch that were only available to people who like the YouTube page, but now I'm going to open those up to everybody so you can catch up and see some of the videos that you missed, and then you'll get the notifications if you subscribe so that you'll see everything that we're talking about. What you're going to see in the next couple of weeks are just sort of one-on-one talks with me and my husband, with me and my mom. You'll meet my dad. We're going to talk with my daughter, with both of my daughters, and have them talk about what it's like to be in the house with the elderlies, what it is, what that's like, what the challenges are, what some of the, great moments are about it. And I just like to give a real authentic look at what this whole thing is about. So you're going to get some good from me, you're going to get some bad, you're going to get some tears, you're going to get some joy, some testimonies, you're going to get some hair wraps, you're going to get some hair wigs, you're going to see a lot of different things. I have some upcoming videos. There's a video with my husband and I talking about caregiving as a couple. We have a video talking about just medication, managing medications. So stay tuned. This is going to give you lots and lots of information, and we want to do it in a way that's fun, that's engaging, and that's informative. So all you have to do is subscribe to Hanging with the Elderlies. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. We are at Hanging with the Elderlies, and that is all that we have for you tonight. You guys have anything else to say? Bye.
I was just pointing in random directions where the links.
Bye-bye. We are signing out from Hanging with, y'all were supposed to do that together. Let's try it again. We're